Remember when Sam had to explain fan fiction to Dean like he was reading a police report? Or when he lost his shoe down a drain? Sam Winchester's supposed to be the serious one. The tall, tortured brother whose forehead crease has been working overtime since 2005. And that's exactly why it's so funny every single time the show decides to personally ruin his day. These are Sam Winchester's funniest moments. The convention, where Sam had to watch strangers cosplay his own trauma. The second Sam walks into that hotel and sees people dressed as him and Dean, his soul quietly starts packing a bag. Dean has enough chaotic energy to find any of this fun, but Sam doesn't work like that. He's standing in that lobby, looking at the LARPing and the fan theories, and the full, loving recreation of his actual personal suffering. And his face is doing something that only a man who survived literal hell and is now being asked to sign autographs about it can do. He doesn't explode. He doesn't give a speech. He just exists in that hotel with the vibe of someone who stopped asking questions and is simply waiting for it to be over. And that quiet, completely valid despair is the whole joke. The universe threw demons and Lucifer and God himself at Sam Winchester. And what finally got him was a hotel conference room in Indiana. Yeah. The musical he pretended to hate and then definitely started enjoying. Dean's reaction to the fan musical is exactly what you'd expect, because Dean's an open book who wears his feelings on his face at all times. Offended on principle, ready to leave, personally wounded by the whole concept. Sam's reaction is what makes the episode actually work, because Sam starts out skeptical and then slowly, helplessly drifts into the zone where he's kind of charmed and fighting it hard. He's doing portmanteau math out loud. He's quietly clocking the harmonies. He's the guy in the back of the theater going, okay, objectively this is pretty good, while pretending he's entirely above it. That's always been Sam's lane. Not the loud freakout, but the slow, reluctant slide into participation. And by the end of the episode, he's standing there, trying his best not to admit the songs are working on him. He thought nobody noticed. Everyone noticed Sam. The Love Potion episode, where Sam became the most devoted husband alive. Once the love potion kicks in, Sam becomes this completely sincere, slightly glazed romantic, who treats the whole marriage situation like it's the most logical thing that's ever happened to him. And the real joke is that he doesn't go smooth or charismatic under enchantment. He goes intensely reasonable. Like he's calmly presenting a thesis, and Dean is the unhinged one for questioning any of it. Dean shows up with a waffle iron trying to be supportive. Becky is posting about her life like she just won the Super Bowl. Sam is out here fully convinced this is fine. His brain has simply left the building and locked the door on its way out. When the potion wears off and the whole thing snaps from romance to hostage situation in about 4 seconds flat, the whiplash is kind of beautiful. But that middle stretch of Sam being magically turned into a devoted suburban husband while Dean stands there holding a waffle iron, is genuinely one of the strangest gifts this show ever gave us. The body swap, where a teenager found out. He was very tall and very excited about it. Swap Meet is the show walking straight up to Sam Winchester and going, "What if the most embarrassing person imaginable borrowed your life and treated it like a rental car with no insurance?" Gary swaps into Sam's body and immediately starts living like he just unlocked a cheat code he can't believe is real. He orders a banana daiquiri. He checks himself out in every mirror he passes. He's vibrating. Meanwhile, the actual Sam is stuck in a teenager's body, trying to explain to anyone who'll listen that this is a genuine crisis, while looking like the least convincing version of himself that has ever existed. Sam's misery is completely valid, and the episode never lets you forget it. But it's also really funny to watch someone treat Sam Winchester's face like a prize they won at a carnival, and have absolutely zero plans to return. That's just mean. That's hilarious. Both things are true. The laptop moment that explained the whole brother dynamic in about 10 seconds. Tall Tales is one of the funniest episodes the show ever made, and Sam catching Dean's browsing history is still one of the cleanest comedy beats in the whole run. Because the website name is funny on its own, sure, but what actually sells it is Sam's energy, which isn't shock or big theatrical outrage. It's just this quiet, personal, deeply settled annoyance. The specific annoyance of a smart person who spent years sharing a car, a room, and apparently a laptop with someone who generates chaos the way other people generate dirty dishes. Dean's little wince when he realizes he's been caught is the perfect setup, and Sam's judgment is the punchline. And the whole thing works because it's not even trying to be a joke. It's just two brothers being exactly who they are on pure instinct. 10 seconds. Perfect. The episode where Sam had to admit his imaginary friend was real and standing right there. Just My Imagination has a genuinely tender core to it. But adult Sam having to introduce Sully to Dean is comedy built entirely out of mortification. And it works, because Sam isn't embarrassed that Sully is weird. He's embarrassed because Sully is real and Dean can see him. And every bit of composure Sam has built up over years of trying to seem like he has it together is quietly heading for the exit. This man has faced demons and angels and Lucifer and God's entire ego problem. And the thing that makes him want to evaporate is standing there, while Dean processes the childhood imaginary friend thing in real time. Yeah. Supernatural always knew embarrassment was one of Sam's best comedy modes, and this episode fully cashes that check, tips generously, and walks out. If you're enjoying this, subscribe, because Sam got funnier every season, and honestly, most people are still sleeping on it. The ferry episode where Sam had zero interest in Dean's emergency. Soulless Sam is genuinely a cheat code for comedy because there's no filter between what he thinks and what he says. And the ferry episode is the best example of that the show ever gave us. Dean is sprinting through a field in full panic mode, calling Sam on the phone, completely convinced he's being abducted by aliens. And Sam picks up with the energy of someone handling a mildly annoying customer service call. He walks Dean through the close encounter scale. First kind, second kind, third kind, and then lands the fourth kind joke, with a delivery so dry it could sand furniture. Dean's living in a horror movie. Sam's treating it like a minor scheduling conflict. The episode is already funny, because Dean's out there fighting fairies like his life depends on it. But Sam acting like this is the dumbest problem anyone's ever brought to his desk, is what makes it an all-timer. The time loop, where Sam's patience became genuinely alarming. Mystery Spot is famous for Dean dying in every way imaginable, but the actual comedy arc belongs to Sam. Because watching Sam go from concerned to frustrated to this blank, calm, slightly scary hunter who's one dropped condiment away from making choices everyone will regret is one of the best slow burns the show ever did. He starts the episode trying to help. He ends it telling the waitress to spend some time at the archery range, which is unhinged behavior delivered with the complete calm of a man who simply used up all his ability to feel normal about anything. The joke is that Sam's biggest strength, that pattern reading, detail tracking brain, has been running on empty for what feels like weeks and has started producing some genuinely concerning results. You're watching patience evaporate in real time. And because Jared plays the whole thing completely straight, it just gets funnier with every loop. It's kind of a masterclass, honestly. The acting scene that quietly stole the whole episode. The French Mistake is a Dean episode, for a lot of people, and fair, Dean gets the bigger reaction lines. But Sam is doing some of the funniest work in the whole thing, because Sam dropped into a universe where everyone expects him to be Jared Padalecki. Has absolutely no idea how to be Jared Padalecki. He doesn't know how to stand. He doesn't know what to do with his arms. He delivers his line directly to the ceiling, like the ceiling asked for it specifically. The arm gesture he does to explain the concept of a lock having a key is what happens when a person temporarily forgets what bodies are for and just goes for it anyway. Yeah, it's incredible. The whole joke works because Sam's usually the composed one, the one holding things together, and the second there are no rules he recognizes, he just completely falls apart in the most specific way, and Director Bob is quietly having a breakdown about it in the background. The Rabbit's Foot episode and the four most devastating words in the show's history. Bad Day at Black Rock is the purest Sam comedy episode the show ever made. Full stop. The show flips the usual dynamic completely. Dean gets the broad stuff, Sam gets the weight. But this time, Sam becomes a walking incident report. He loses the rabbit's foot. The luck disappears instantly, and then the universe just starts bullying him personally and specifically. He steps in gum. He loses the gum fight. He scrapes his shoe against an open drain in the street, and the shoe goes into the sewer. And then, standing there in one sock, he delivers the four most devastating words of his entire run on this show. It's funny because it's so small. Not a speech, not a Winchester moment, just a man, completely betrayed by reality, informing Dean that his shoe is gone now and he needs a second. The show never overdoes it either. It just keeps making his luck worse until Sam sounds like he's taking this as a personal attack, which, honestly, fair. The herpes commercial, and the total spiritual destruction of Sam Winchester. This episode knew exactly what it was doing with Sam, which is that he's funniest when he's being forced to participate in something he'd never choose in a million years. So the trickster puts him in a pharmaceutical ad and makes him look directly into the camera and sell it with full commitment. Sam can't find the angle. He can't locate the conviction. He looks like a man holding himself together with sheer willpower and losing the battle in slow motion, and Dean is absolutely delighted by every second of it, which makes it so much worse. Then the game show comes in and just finishes the job completely. By the end of that episode, Sam has the look of someone already filing the paperwork on what happened to them today. Supernatural was never meaner to Sam than in changing channels, and Sam was honestly never funnier because of it. The moment Sam had to explain the internet to his brother. Nothing tops this. It gets funnier every time you watch it. Sam and Dean find Chuck's books. They go online. They find the fandom. They find the message boards. And then Dean asks what a Slash fan is. And Sam, with the exact energy of a man who's decided the only way through this is straight through it, explains it.
There's Sam girls and Dean girls, and what's a Slash fan?
As in Sam/Dean. Together.
Like, together?
Yeah.
They do know we're brothers, right?
Doesn't seem to matter.
Oh, come on, that's just sick.
As in the two of them, together. He doesn't scream it. He doesn't fall apart. He says it with the tired, flat accuracy of someone reading a damage report and knowing there's nothing to be done about the damage now. Dean's reaction is funny, obviously, but Sam is the one doing the actual work here. Sam is the one translating this specific part of the internet into plain English. Sam is the one standing at ground zero of Chuck's entire meta-disaster, realizing in real time that their lives have become content. It's the perfect Sam Winchester joke, because it's not even really a joke, it's just Sam, forced by fate to explain the internet to his brother, holding it together out of pure habit. Number 1. No contest. So what's your number 1 funniest Sam moment? The one that still gets you no matter how many times you've seen it? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more supernatural deep dives that love the show and roast it in equal measure, subscribe, because we're genuinely not done yet.